welcome back to guitar class. So today we are going to start day number 4 of guitar class for beginners. So last class was entirely about cleaning and restringing your guitar, which is very important to do, or at least I find it's really important for you to know what to do if anything goes wrong with your guitar. And I've never taken a class to teach that, so I'm glad to have done it. Now we need to press forward and we got to get going with tuning. So tuning, let's do that. Pull up your smartphone or your tuning device. Remember, if you don't know what to use to tune, Guitar Tuna. Okay, so you just put this on your thigh. You may notice that I'm using my electric guitar today. All right. Cool, so we're in tune. That's step number 1. Step number 2, we're going to talk about the string names again. So remember, the top string is E, okay? Or Eddie. The second string is A, or 8. The third string down is D. That's dynamite. Fourth one's G, that's good. The B string is by, and the last one is E for Eddie again. So we're in tune more or less. You can double check this, all right? But we gotta move on, we gotta accelerate. So beginners getting a little bit better. And so we're gonna just warm up our hands by doing the chromatic scale. So if I can find my pick, here it is. So today I really wanna focus on this pick. So grab that pick, and if you find that your pick is slipping, you can lick your fingers and rub a little bit, and that will give you some hydrogen bonding. It's a little biology for you, a little chemistry actually. So that allows the grip to be a little more firm on the pick itself. So when you're dealing with this guy, right, remember you want to grab it between your index and your thumb, and you want that point to be along the length of your index. All right. So we're just going to do the chromatic scale to warm up. So remember, that's going all the way up the neck. So if you want to say the notes, that's really important to do. If you just want to do it as a physical warm-up, that's fine too. But it really helps you to do the notes, or at least to have some kind of mental idea, or maybe write them out as I say them so you know where the notes are. Okay? So let's just do it quickly. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and now you gotta slide. A sharp, B, C, slide, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E again on the 12th fret. And I'll do this for all of the strings. So doing it really quickly, let's go on the A string. So A sharp, B, C, C sharp, slide up to D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and A again. Okay, then D, D sharp, E. There's no E sharp, so F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B. Nope, that's A sharp. There's B. Then C, C sharp, and D again. And keep going. So I'm going to go a little bit faster now. So G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B, nope, that's A sharp, then B again. And the last one, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E. And there's your warm-up. Now go backwards, okay? So going all the way back. And if you don't want to say the notes, you don't have to. Okay, and work your way up, get more physical, make mistakes, but get loose, relax, and start to get comfortable playing up and down on all the strings, okay? So take 5 minutes and work on that, and I'll see you in a minute. Well, times 5. Okay, we're on to part 2. So last time I taught you how to play the E major chord. Today we're gonna finish learning 4 more, okay? Just 4 different chords. All of them are gonna be major. Later on, we'll learn minor chords, okay? So last time we talked about E major, and just to review, whenever I say the chords, I'm going to describe the notes based on where your hand goes or where your fingers go. So for example, when I say 0, get a pen or get some way of making notes and just write down on a paper or a piece of scratch paper, right? So you take your pen and I say 0, so you'll write 0. Then if I say 2, your middle finger is going to hold down that A string on the 2nd fret. That's what the 2 means, the 2nd fret. Okay? So then right above that 0, you're going to write 2. Then I'm going to say 2 again, so 0, 2, 2. And that third note is going to be held here on the 2nd fret. That's why I said 2. So 0, 2, 2. So also on the 2nd fret with that D string. I'm going to write down 2 above the other 2. Then the next note is actually going to be held on the 1st fret, okay, by your index finger. So that's G string on that 1st fret. So I'll say 0, 2, 2, 1. So you write a 1 above the other 2s, okay? The last 2 strings are open. I'm not holding them. So those are 0, 0. So on the paper, you'll write 0, 0. And everything is in ascending order. So let's see if I can get this. So just like that, if it will focus. So when you write it, the bottommost number corresponds to this E string on top, okay? And if it helps you, you can write down the names of all of the notes. But the reason why I'm asking you to write down your notes this way is because this is how it looks when you look up tablature. So every time, I don't know if that's focused enough for you. Let me see. There we go. So you should be able to see that this is your low sounding E string, okay? The E that's closest to you, to your chin. Then your A, then your D, then your G, then your B, then your E. And the numbers correspond to the frets, okay? And you'll start to develop an intuition for where the fingers belong. Okay, let's get back to it. So, you've written down the E major chord. Cool. But now I want to teach you 4 more. The next one I want to teach you is, let's just go to the C chord. So the C major chord is, and get your pens out for this part, 0, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0. Again, the C major is 0, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0. And it looks like this in your hand. Okay? So there's C major. Learn that one, get your hand in that position. So ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and my index finger is holding the B string on the 1st fret, okay? Just like that. My pinky's holding nothing. Okay. Next up, let's learn the A chord. So the A chord looks like this, and it has different ways of being held. You can hold it with these 3 fingers, so you're using your index, or you can use just your middle finger and leave your index open. Whichever way feels more comfortable and more real for you, more correct, okay? So this is the A major chord. Get your pen out. This one is, or pencil, 0, 0, 2, 2, 2, 0. Okay? So 0, 0, 2, 2, 2, 0. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All right. So I'm holding this with my middle, my ring, and my pinky all tucked into that 2nd fret. My middle holds the D, my ring holds the G, and my pinky holds the B. My index holds nothing. Okay. So that's A. Next one, let's skip over the E because we just learned that. Sorry, let's go to G. So the G is 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 3. That's your G major chord. So I'm using my middle finger on the E string of the 3rd fret, my index finger on the A string of the 2nd fret, nothing for the next 3 strings until finally my ring finger is holding the E string on the 3rd fret, okay? So there is your G major. Right on. Last one is D major, okay? This one is 0, 0, 0, 2, 3, 2. Also pretty simple. And for this, I'm using my index on the G string on the 2nd fret. I'm using my ring finger on the B string on the 3rd fret, and I'm using my middle finger on the E string on the 2nd fret, okay? That's what it looks like. Okay, so now you've got 5 chords you can play. You've got the E major, 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. You've got the C major, 0, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0. You've got A, 0, 0, 2, 2, 2, 0. You've got G major, 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 3. And you finally got D major, 0, 0, 0, 2, 3, 2. So why don't you practice those chords, try to get the finger positions right, and then I'll meet you back in 5. Okay, welcome back. Now you're going to need to get some kind of metronome going. So get your phone, or you can listen to mine, but when you practice this on your own, make sure that you have something you can check your timing with. So again, if you don't know which app to get Metronome Beats. It's free. And type in, let's say, 60. Okay, so in that middle number should be 60 BPM, okay? Let it be 4 beats per bar, and we're just going to turn it on. Okay. So again, if you want to listen to this and do it to my metronome, that's perfectly fine, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to cycle through these chords. So we're going to get used to chord changes. That's what they're called. And we're just going to try to transition between the chords quickly. So we're going to give each chord, depending on how good we are, 4 of these clicks, okay? So for example, 3, then I would change to A, 2, 3, then I would change to G, I would change to E, and then I would change to D. Now that's pretty fast, right? So for a beginner, that might be a little bit fast. You might not be ready for those changes, and that's okay. So before we go that fast, I just want to go through the chords, and I want you to write out the progression we're going to do, okay? So on that piece of paper somewhere, get it out. You just wrote down all those chords, right? But now you can just write the letters C, A, G, E, and then D, okay? So caged, like a caged animal or a caged something. Piece of cheese for the little mouse, okay. So the first chord is C. 0, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0. The second chord is A. 0, 0, 2, 2, 2, 0. Third chord is G. 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 3. The fourth chord is E major, which is 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. And finally D, which is 0, 0, 0, 2, 3, 2. That's our progression. So we're going to go through it. And we can continue over and over again. Now, I just want you to practice getting your hand in position. It's going to take time, and that's okay. A lot of people struggle with moving their fingers independently. For whatever reason, it takes time to develop the neural pathway from your brain to your fingertips and to really be able to engage these muscles with dexterity. So give yourself time, be patient with yourself. It's okay if you don't get it right away. A lot of people are overachievers. They want to prove how good they are, and that's great. I think it's a good thing to work hard and be ambitious, but don't get discouraged, because some people do. Don't get discouraged. Just work. So C, and then think about how you're going to get to the next one. So this is the C, and I know that my middle finger is going to start it off. That's why I do it that way. So my middle finger is in position for the A. I just have to lift these fingers and put it there. So you want to get more efficient, and if you're a computer programmer, this should be pretty straightforward, right? You want to save energy and save time wherever you can. So don't move a finger if you don't have to, okay? Now the next one's G, and I'm actually going to play it in a different way. So this one's G. And that just makes it a little more efficient, so I'm not using my index here. Next one's E, right? And D. Now when you get really comfortable, I want you to start moving your thumb back behind the neck, because once you start doing that, you'll get more forward with your wrist, and that's what you want. This is the true guitar position. So when you're playing the D chord, this is a much better position for D than here. But you will see this a lot because it's comfortable. But I want you to eventually develop the confidence to keep your thumb lower, because it will pay off. All right, so we're going to work through. I'm going to turn on the metronome, and you're going to do your best to work with me. If you can't do it at my speed, then maybe we'll do 8 little clicks per chord. So let's start with 8 clicks starting on C. Remember, we're going caged, C-A-G-E-D. Here we go. 2, ready, go. C. 4 more. We're going to go to the A chord. We're going to go to the G chord. We're going to go to the E chord. Last one's D, right? And we're going to go back to C. Now, I want to try it just one time, going with one chord for 4 of those clicks. That means 1 chord per measure, okay? 2, 3, 4. 2, get ready for A. Get ready for G. Get ready for E. And D. That's it. Back to C. Okay, so practice this on your own. 5 minutes. See you after. All right, so now I want to move to the natural note scale. So that means we're going to use that E starting note, that top string, and we will work our way down all 6 until we get to the bottom. Now the natural note scale means there is no sharp and no flat, so our life is simple, easy. But we still have to know what those notes are. And again, this is where practicing with that chromatic scale really helps you, because your brain knows what those notes are. It's not guesswork, we know what they are. So just let's work slowly, and let's do the natural note scale. If you need to write it down, it's the E natural note scale. Again, it means we're going from E all the way up through the musical alphabet, so E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and E again. But we're not striking any sharp along the way. Okay, here we go. First one is an open E note, so open E string. All right, now our index finger will go down to produce F. Because remember, E has no sharp. So it's E and then F. The next note we need is G. So we're going to put our ring finger down. We're going to skip over the second fret and put a ring finger down for G. So again, we have E, F, G. The next note we need is A. So we're going to lift up and we're going to produce the A on the second string down. So E, F, G, A. The next note we need is B, because we're not doing A sharp. And we know that A sharp would be here because the open string was A. The first fret would be A sharp, and that middle finger must be B. Okay, so there's B. E, F, G, A, B. Now we remember that B has no sharp, so right next door will be C. So again, E, F, G, A, B, C. Just two more. We need D, which is the open string coming next. So there's D. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And we just need E again. Here it is, right here. Second fret. Okay? Now, again, this really helps. It helps to have the piano keyboard written out on a piece of paper. If you don't know what that looks like, do a Google search and pull it up. And that way you know which notes have the sharp and which ones don't, okay? I don't expect you all to memorize this, but I think it will come naturally over time. All right, so let me just draw it for you. I'm just gonna draw it, and then if you want, you can take a screenshot, or the easier choice is to just pull it up from Google Images or from DuckDuckGo, whatever your game is. Okay, so again, draw out the keyboard like this and write out the notes on the keys. And then, if you really need to, you can write out, for example, on the E key on the keyboard, that's the 0 position, and then F would be 1, G would be 3, A would be the next string down, so you would write 0, maybe up top, and then B would be 2, right, because it was here. Instead of here, it was on the second fret. And then C was right next door, because guess what? B has no sharp, just like E. Okay, so that was the natural note scale on E going on 3 strings. Let's go all the way to the bottom. So let's go quickly. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. There's no sharp, so F. Moving up now, G. We need A, not G sharp. The first fret would be G sharp. We want A, so second fret. Now we need B, which is the open on the next string. And then the first fret is going to give us C because B has no sharp. Next we need D, which is our ring finger, to skip over that C sharp, right? Then the last one is E again. And there you go. You've just done your own scale against all 6 of the strings, or across. That's the E natural note scale. So there's no sharp in there. You're just playing all the musical alphabet letters from E to shining E. You can do this for every single note on the guitar. And it's a great way to get comfortable on the guitar. If you ever have free time and you just have your guitar around, try doing it yourself. Try logicking your way through, which one comes next if I do A, for example. So A, then I need B, then I need C, and so on and so forth. But these are things that you should take your time and practice on your own, okay? So take 5 minutes and try to do the E natural note scale, okay? On your own, just going against and across all 6 strings vertically, okay? All right, good luck. I'll see you in 5. Okay, so you just got done with the natural note scale. That's all great and cool, but what about the techniques we want to use to sound cool on guitar? Because if you just spend all day practicing, it's not really going to be that interesting. So write these down if you haven't already, but we have these techniques. We have mute, M-U-T-E, and that's where you cover the strings with your right palm. So your right palm is actually on top of the strings, and you can kind of dampen the sound of the notes. And that's a great fun way to practice your scales. Not only does it get you in less trouble with your neighbor or your partner or whomever is in your house, maybe your dog or your guinea pig or your fish. You can have a lot of fun with muting. It's my favorite technique. The next one is the hammer on. So a hammer on is where you strike your string and you hammer on with your finger. So you're actually kind of simulating a hammer effect. So you're hammering hard to produce that second tone. Now the opposite of a hammer on is a pull off. So that's where you're already holding the string and you pull off to produce the note it goes to. Okay, so you have to really strike hard in the first one and then let go abruptly, very quickly, right? All right. Next, you have a bend, which is really fun to do, and it involves pulling down. So you're going to use the strength of your fingertip to pull the string down against the wood on your guitar, okay? Sounds like this. And you have to really get into it. This is where you start to get into the grain of your guitar. Okay, so you got to really yank, and it's going to kind of hurt a little bit, but that's normal, okay? So just try it and yank on that string down against the neck. Okay, the last one is slide. So, and you can use this with any finger you choose, normally done with the index or the pinky, I think, but you can use it with any finger, really. And all you do is you hold down one note with your finger, so say F, and we slide up to G. So sliding, we strike first, then we slide up to that 3rd fret position from F to G. Super fun to do with chords, right? Now it's going to take some time for you. Kind of sounds like a Kinks song, right? All right, so take 5 minutes to practice these techniques, and I want you to do the natural note scale with the techniques at random. In the beginning, it's really good to start with 1 and do the whole way, all 6 strings, E natural note scale. Then try doing it again with a brand new technique. Okay, so maybe the first one's muting. And by the way, you should be taking this time to practice with that pick. You could strike all of them going down. If you don't have a pick, you can use your index fingernail, that's fine. Or you can use your thumb, that's also just fine. But when you're practicing with your pick, practice going down and coming back up. So, right? Don't forget about that. All right, so let's go again. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, if we want. Now let's do it muted. If you can't come back up, that's totally normal. It takes time to be confident going there and back, right? It's just like if you get pulled over by a police officer late at night and they ask you to recite the alphabet backwards, you take a moment because you're not used to doing it that way, right? You learned it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, but there's no H in the musical alphabet, so why would you know that, right? But if you're going backwards, it It takes practice, okay? And don't forget that if you're going down, you need to hold down both points of the string, so the third and the first fret, right? So this is G, and if you don't have this finger down for the F, you're not going to sound clean. It's going to sound like, but it should sound like. Okay, so make sure that whenever you're going backwards, that you plan ahead and already have your fingers in place, pressing down the strings, okay? So take 5 minutes and practice all of those techniques that I mentioned. Practice sliding. Yeah, it's na da na ba na 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 all the time, all day, and all of the night. That's the song. That's the Kinks song. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Now you can play a Kinks song. How about that? All right, enjoy. I'll see you in 5. Okay, we're on to the home stretch. You're almost done with class. So this is the very end, and we're going to actually play. We're going to change gears again, and we're going to go back to playing those C, A, G, E, and D chords, but with different patterns, okay? So these, again, are emphasizing the use of the pick, and we're going to play with different patterns, okay? Now, if you have a pen, you can write these out in any way that works for you, but down arrows and up arrows work just fine for me in the abstract sense. So the very first one we're going to do is down, 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 down. Okay, so 4 down arrows. And it's a standard rock kind of sound, right? Down, 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 down. Okay, so that's C major in my left hand, and now we're focusing on the right hand. So it's going to be down, 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 down. Okay, now we're going to go through all 5 of the chords, just like this, okay? So we're going to go C, 1, 2, 3, 4, switch to A, switch to G, E, and D. So make sure you get the mechanics right in your right hand. It's just a smooth, easy feathering across all 6 with that pick, okay? So just turning the wrist a little bit and being loose and relaxed and remembering to breathe and just play. Make sure if you're hearing any buzzing when you play these notes, you're probably not pressing down hard enough with the left hand fingertips. So make sure it's not all the fingertips. Sometimes it's the thumb. So double check that thumb on the back side. And if that thumb is in a low position and it's nice and tight against the back of the neck, you're probably not going to have any problems, okay? So just double check that. Form is key. All right. So that was down, 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 down. Now we're going to play all 5 chords with a different one. This time it's going to go down, up, down, up. Okay? Looks like this. So for C, and it's really important to get comfortable with the wrist moving. So without the hand moving so much. So it's great for when you're hard rocking, but for now we want to be relaxed. And there's no right or wrong way to do this as long as you're producing the notes, the tones. Okay. There's C. Now A. Now G. E. And D. Okay. Next one is going to be a little bit different. So this one is going to be up, 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 up. It's going to be kind of peculiar. So C. A, oops, sorry, C, A, G, E, and D. So this is a very deliberate wrist relaxation technique. You really have to kind of yank upward. Alrighty, so the next is actually going to change time signature. So we're going to go down, up, up. Okay, so this one is down, up, up. So down, up, up, down, up, up. And again, we're just going through CAGED, C, A, G, E, and D, okay? And the next one is going to be similar. It's going to be up, down, down. So C, A, G, E, D. Now you might be wondering, why the hell am I learning these different strumming patterns? Well, because lots of songs will use them, but you may not be ready for them if you're not practicing. So maybe let me show you what it's like to go through all of them quickly, okay? So maybe I'll go a little bit faster, okay? So now down, up, down, up. Sorry. Let's do that one more again. Oh my God. C, A, G, E, D. Now up, 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 up. I cheated. You saw what I did there, right? Okay, so. There we go. And the last two, down, up, up. So. And up, down, down. It's a little tricky, not gonna lie, right? So you got a lot to keep in mind. You have your left hand, you got your right hand, and it's a balancing of these two worlds. That's guitar though. So the sooner we get you ready for the left hand with the right hand, the better, okay? So hopefully this stimulates you. Hopefully it's enough for you to be challenged and you're ready to go for the next one. So take the rest of this time to really work on everything, but really I think the chord changes are the core takeaway from today's class. Just getting used to your hand changing position quickly. I don't expect you to go as quickly as I just tried to go. It wasn't exactly easy for me either, and that's normal. When you're warming up, when you're getting into it, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's a big thing with guitar. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. You shouldn't try to make mistakes, but it's all right if you do. You just keep going. It's no big deal. And if you screw up so badly you have to start over, okay, people will forgive you, all right? But try to make it through in one go without being too tense. Just relax, breathe, it's fine. You can do no wrong, really, okay? That's it for today's class, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun. Cheers.